guys, so today I wanted to talk about how you can use not only your mindset but also your physical looks to your power. And being a girl, a woman working on self-improvement and what princess treatment and all that stuff means in today's capitalist patriarchal society. And I'm gonna do all this as I get ready to go out and put my makeup and clothes on. I think I'm also gonna go through my outfits as well as how I do my makeup to enhance my features, and I'm calling it the You But Better makeup. And guys, I know that we're all here in our little human meat suits for like half a second on earth and then we go to heaven or whatever it is you believe in. And I always like to say this, it doesn't matter what people think about you, but this gets really complicated when how they perceive you visually is directly related to the kind of treatment that you're receiving. And everybody wants to be treated well, but who gets to be treated well? Let's talk about all of this today. And I'm someone who believes that people in general, but as a woman, because I'm not a man and I can't speak for men, women should be more empowered than ever. But society makes women earn the right to be treated well. And we have to work even harder in order to be respected and receive the same kind of benefits. So my goal is to make the kind of videos that at least can help you rig the system a little bit by becoming the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So yeah, if you like that idea, like this video so YouTube recommends more of my videos to you, and subscribe if you like my vibe. So I also just created a Patreon page where I release my videos anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks earlier than public release. I also will give you all of my organized notes so you don't have to frantically be taking notes throughout my videos, as well as some of my personal thoughts. And I also create digital courses for my Patreon subscribers every month, as well as a serious self-improvement community on my Discord server exclusively for Patreon subscribers. So if you want to hear more from me and you're serious about your own personal growth, do check out my Patreon page. So I like to start off with foundation first and then kind of fill in the blanks with concealer later. So I use kind of like a BB cream from Bare Minerals for my foundation base, and then go in with a stronger concealer from Too Faced. I'm also focusing the application of my foundation directly in the middle of my face and not so much on the sides, just to create more dimension. And yeah, I use a foundation brush to kind of apply all of this stuff, and then I kind of go in with a green tinted concealer to conceal any redness on my face. This one I bought from Daiso in Japan. And then I would just blend it up around the areas that have a lot of redness on my face, and it actually smells really nice. So yeah, this is the kind of base that I'm working with, so I'm gonna put everything else on top of it. And I don't do baking or any that kind of stuff, I just kind of keep it really simple. But I just use this kind of loose powder, translucent powder, to set everything on my face. And I've been thinking about the term princess treatment quite a lot recently, and I've finally come to the conclusion that maybe princess treatment just means to be treated like a decent human being. By the way, I also use a blurring powder when I film my videos, so... And this is useful for any kind of like skin texture stuff. I just use a brush to kind of like brush it over lightly. So in that sense, if princess treatment means to be treated decently, then doesn't everyone deserve princess treatment, right? I think specifically what it is for women is that women are just tired of being treated like crap, and they want to be spoiled, especially in this generation, our generation, where we watch some of our moms and our aunts kind of like age really badly from going through bad and stressful relationships. And they keep giving and they keep giving and they don't receive. And we don't want to end up like that. I also love this Anastasia Beverly Hills blush and contour set. I use it every single time I do my makeup. But yeah, stress and trauma can do a huge number, impacts your health and the way you age very directly. And if you're in a stressful relationship, of course you're gonna age badly, like of course. I'm also putting a little bit more blurring powder just on the sides of my nose to make it disappear. And then I'll go back in on the blush a little bit more. I noticed that women who tend to age gracefully, they usually have little to no stress in their life. And in a way, I guess I can't relate to being stressed in a relationship anymore. I used to get a lot of that. I used to have really bad relationships. I don't ever want to go through it again, but some people would rather visit a familiar hell than a unknown heaven, you know what I mean? I just personally don't want to deal with it anymore, and I've been spoiled in my marriage. In a way, I am being provided for, not in a financial way, but in love and support and affection and just having an amazing partner, which is to me infinite times better than money because there are so many different ways to provide, you know? I like to put nose contour just kind of right here and not on the nose of my bridge, you know, so it doesn't look too harsh. But yeah, providing is not just about money, and a lot of people cannot relate to this, unfortunately, because maybe they've never experienced the type of love that I have. And by the way, trust me, as a girl, I would love to just shut my brain off and be supported and taken care of. That's the dream. But I also know that in my lifetime, I have things to do. I have a specific calling that I need to fulfill, and I need to work very hard to get that fulfillment. But I also want to make sure that I manage my stress correctly. So guys, I put some blush and also a little bit of this darker color on my cheekbones. Again, I'm not going all the way, just like right here, and I'm stopping at this line right here. So I'm creating more dimension in my face. But yeah, I don't need to sit back all day, do nothing, and just keep receiving and keep taking and taking in order to step into my divine feminine. Yeah, that sounds way too boring to me. And a lot of us out here are honest, hardworking people, and we need to go to work. I think the whole key to getting good treatment is just being able to set boundaries on the kind of treatment that we want to receive and the kind of treatment that we're willing to accept. But, and this is also my affirmation because I am a feminine person, no matter what I do it in a feminine way. And that is what I truly, truly believe what it means to really be aligned with your divine feminine energy. The same goes for men too. If you want to be masculine, you do everything in a masculine way. And I personally, I think about the women in my life who have stepped up to be providers of the family because men in their lives have failed them. And even though providing is so-called masculine energy, it doesn't make them any less of a woman. Everyone has to deal with their masculine and feminine energy, and it's all about balance. It's never about you being too feminine or too masculine, because that makes us afraid of what the other side might look like. So this Chanel eyeshadow palette is one of my favorite palettes ever. I use it a lot. And I like to just kind of add a bit of shadow to the bottom of my eyes just to make it pop a little bit more. I'm doing a daytime makeup, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. But yeah, dealing with the people who fail you will make you stressed and traumatized and tired. It's undeniable. And I just don't think that that's something that women in our generation want to experience after seeing the people in our lives go through that. And also, which as a side note, the whole trad wife 50s housewife thing kind of freaks me out a little bit. I also think that women need to realize how powerful they are, not to make men chase after you and provide for you, but to be more secure in society. Gaining the kind of power so that you can get your own bag and secure your own future. Anything else that comes after that, including financial support from a partner, is just icing on the cake. But we should all aim to be better. The notion that you should accept yourself exactly the way that you are is kind of a lie, because if I did that, I would have never started on my own self-development journey. And as you guys may know, before I had my glow up, I lived not only a stressful lifestyle, but I also had some really bad habits to go along with it. The physical glow down is just a manifestation of the way I chose to live my life. I like to use two different kinds of eyeliners. I have a crayon eyeliner here as well as a liquid eyeliner, and I'm gonna put them both on, starting with the crayon. So when I had my glow down, I wasn't eating or drinking right, I wasn't sleeping very well, and so I had all of the symptoms of just like a high cortisol, high stress life. And as a result, I had a really terrible nervous system. And so I didn't really take care of my looks because of the way that I had lived my life. I was depressed, I was anxious, and so I look that way, you know? For my wing, I like to kind of follow the natural contours of what I just drew with my eyeshadow and just kind of go alongside that. And then I'll just kind of like color it in. And then work on extending the line a lot more. Here we go. And I think maybe radical self-acceptance is not really for me personally, Because if I had radically accepted myself when I was at my worst, you will not see me performing right now at my best. And I only want the best for my people, so I believe that we can all fulfill our potential to become even better by working on ourselves. Because no matter what, in society, power matters, your looks are powerful, and so your looks do matter. And trust me, when you look a certain way, you will get specific types of energy and certain types of treatments. And so, yeah, I believe that you should be making the energy and the beauty that you get from working on yourself your social currency, because either way, you have to be dealing with it. Just like how people aim to make money work for you, you should make your beauty and your looks work for you. Make the act of gaining beauty your way to gain power and be rich in social currency. And then once I'm done my liquid eyeliner, I go back in with my crayon eyeliner and start drawing the underside of my waterline super light, super light. But I don't close it all the way. I kind of just leave it open a little bit and fan it out just to create the illusion of bigger eyes. Oh my gosh, my eyes are watering up, but that's so normal for me. I'm a Cancer and my eyes are always watery for some reason. But yeah, I would be remiss not to even mention the fact that I'm actually really disturbed by how mean some people can be to less attractive people. And in a way, I can be a little bit too hard on my old self before I glowed up and I started my self-improvement journey. And this is something that I definitely admit to and I'm working on very actively right now to love my old self because I was willing to, I guess, accept how unhealthy I was, and that manifested in my face and my body. So even though becoming a more attractive version of me, it doesn't really solve this kind of like dark aspect of society, but it just makes me think of how much more unfair it is. But we live in a society, so we should just treat it like a game, a video game, and level up. I'm kind of going in with my highlighter crayon again, this time inside of my eyes and not directly under my pupils, but around it to the left and right of it, just like this. And I'll do it for the other eye. And yeah, very cute so far, I think. I also just bought this new Dior Show mascara, which I've heard a lot of really good reviews on, so just kind of opening it up. So pretty. And then what I do is kind of like go on my lower eyelashes and just start kind of like very lightly getting the mascara on. Just like that to give a bit more volume on my bottom lashes, but also to open up my eyes more. And notice how I don't start from the very beginning of like my eyelashes. I do it from the end. Oh, it's so cute. It's not clumpy at all. It just kind of glides on and it's really long and dark and thick. I like that. Obviously, we're all human and we're all imperfect, but the good news is that we can always work on improving and becoming better versions of ourselves and live happier lives. This means that I want you to turn looks matter into looks are your power. It's not anti-feminist or anything for me to tell you to work on beauty. In an ideal world, we would all accept each other the way that we are, but we don't live in an ideal world. So instead, we are just using the beauty standards of the patriarchy to our advantage and being real actually with using the same kind of beauty standards to empower us instead of just like lashing out about it and resisting the current of this so-called society and just being a victim. And I think that anything in an extreme setting will get really strong reactions, like being very ugly or being very pretty. Either of them will evoke strong reactions, whereas anyone who's average is a little bit more likely to go unnoticed, Like flopping from being one side of the spectrum, like notably unattractive, to being notably good looking, just means that you actually have the blessing and the curse of seeing the way people treat you on both sides of the spectrum. So you're getting the best and worst of both worlds. And I think because of that, maybe it's easier to see people's true colors after experiencing both sides. And honestly, I went through this when I lost a ton of weight and I learned how to finally do makeup. And it was so weird. It's kind of sad to me because me making myself feel better about myself by treating me better was actually threatening to people. And it should be inspiring, but it's only inspiring to people who don't know me. But the people who did know me, they didn't know it was possible for someone like me to become even better. And I guess seeing me like this, they just hated to be proven wrong, you know? So normally I like to do 2 rounds of eyelashes, but this one is looking really good. I don't know if you can see. I might do another round just to be sure, but it's looking so good so far. I'm like really happy about it. Oh my gosh, you can see my eyelashes. It's so good. Shout out Dior Show. Anyway, just for funsies, I'm gonna put on a second layer of this mascara just to see how it looks. Even though my community is so overwhelmingly amazing and awesome, I still get some comments here and there from people just trying to make me feel bad and humble me, but I only feel bad for them because that's what they choose to do with their time. And that has nothing to do with me. Like, I know myself very well, and that can be so threatening to people who don't know themselves. But I guess that's why we're all here. We gotta work on it. When you get to the point where you become not only conventionally attractive, but also wise and introspective, and you can learn how to take accountability and responsibility for your own actions, and you respect yourself, and not just yourself, but also other people. And you also have intelligence. Like, you're very emotionally and socially intelligent, and you're articulate and well-spoken. That means you become so extremely powerful in our society. Not even necessarily in the societal sense, but it's where patriarchy, capitalism, in those power structures, they come to exist in an effort to squash the innate power in individuals like you and me, and it's being used to silence you. Oh my god, literally falsy lashes. But yeah, you actually do have a lot of power to use your voice to shift other people's mindsets, and that's insanely scary to people who have not found their own power. And like I said, you have so much power. Just by being born, you changed someone's life. You can change a million people's lives, but you change at least 1 to 10 other people's lives just by existing. Like, literally, just by existing. People who don't realize that power, they can't even imagine it. But you know, one thing that I realize, and it's a brutal truth of society, in order to make people listen to you, you need to work on gaining that authority. Guys, I call this the lip contour, by the way. I just put a blush around my lips. It makes it look a little bit fluffier. But yeah, it's a naturally innate thing. Like, people like people who are confident about themselves, who are magnetic, they're very wise, and they're very beautiful. People like powerful people. And yes, beauty will fade eventually, but beauty, while you have it, is extremely powerful. I am constantly in awe of young women who are beautiful and they have no idea how powerful in society they are. I might even go so far as to say that the most powerful type of people are young women. And you know, like I told you guys before, my mental glow up was way more important to me actually than my physical glow up. But gaining beauty is one of the shortcuts to gaining authority. And you know, when I look like I take good care of myself and I really care about myself, I am confident. I look good, I feel more powerful, I have my war paint on, and I even notice that sometimes I do get commenters who say that they click on my videos because they think that I'm pretty, because, well, we live in a society. You guys are really here to hear what I have to say, but also a lot of you have asked about my makeup and the way I do it. And this just proves that looks do matter, and I wish I knew how to invite the people who have treated me like really badly on a journey where we can just learn to love each other more, as well as learning to love ourselves, because people who usually have a problem with me, they have a problem with themselves. And I'm proven right about this over and over again. So instead of feeling angry about it, I feel nothing but empathy and understanding for them. Like, every beautiful thing that you see in someone is only a reflection of the very same beautiful things that you have. And there are studies on this, and they say that for women, there are upsides to being attractive, but there are also downsides, specifically that women will like you less. And it's the same with men, kind of. But some men who are insecure and have low self-esteem will actually put beautiful women down as well, and they call them mid, or they try and devalue them with their words. But for men, there seem to be very few, if not no, downsides to being attractive. I don't know, guys. Tell me in the comments. But these people are so-called chads, and chads are very valuable demigods because we live in a patriarchal society. It just seems to be that way. And so to me personally, attractive women are also very intimidating. And if I ever see a beautiful woman randomly, I might feel intimidated to even talk to her, even though in reality, she might just be a super nice person. So I changed my mindset about this to whenever I see a pretty girl and I feel uncomfortable or whatever, I will instead think like, wow, she is a queen. I am also a queen. And I started doing this thing lately where I would pick one thing to compliment her about and I would go up to her and tell her that. Or even if I can't do that, I would just smile at her and make eye contact and just be like, I see you. Anyway, and that's what queens do. So yeah, I just want to show you guys my finished product. This is the look that I'm going for today. I feel like my makeup changes every time I put it on, so I just kind of do the same variations of it, kind of like you, but better. I wanted to go for a dark academia type look. So I got on here a white shirt as well as this kind of like leather pinafore thing. You guys will see it when I wear it. It's actually kind of a cool piece. And I also have my Margiela boots here. So I usually wear silver hardware, I rarely wear gold. And I've always had a hard time wearing these boots for some reason, but I just got this bag that will go with these perfectly and I'm about to show you. So it actually came with this gorgeous, gorgeous giant box. And I'm gonna open it up and show you guys what it looks like. And yeah, this is how I received it. It's like super wrapped up. But then comes in this dust bag. Anyway, the brand is called Teddy Blake. They are based in New York. They also make these gorgeous bags. They're made in Italy. It's really nice leather. I got a croc embossed cowhide, I believe. And so yeah, they make these high-end Italian leather bags, but at the price point, it's actually pretty affordable when it comes to like luxury goods. And it also has this nice Italian leather smell. Like, I'm weird, I love sniffing bags. So yeah, it looks like a briefcase and it's really cute. I'm probably gonna take this to meetings and things like that. And it also has these hardware clasps that you kind of just like open up and then... And this is how big it is on the inside. This is big enough for all my essentials plus more. So it fits my MacBook Pro pretty perfectly. It's like a 14-inch that I got and this will fit like a 13-inch MacBook Pro. And just like that, I still have a lot of room actually. I'll probably throw my wallet, keys, phone, and a journal and maybe a book in there and my chargers even. And this design even has this pocket in the back where I can just kind of like throw my phone in there, which is super useful. And yeah, I believe you can use my link in the description box to get a discount of this bag if you want it. And anyway, I'll show you guys my outfit and let me know what you think. And I don't know why nobody ever talks about how hard it is to button your shirt when you have nails like these, but I'm talking about it. Like literally tell me about it. And I'm gonna put this piece over it. And yeah, I guess this is my outfit for today. Carrying this bag and rocking these boots. I also have on this corset skirt by Trip. It's kind of lacy and feminine. I like to balance it out with this kind of like masculine feeling pinafore look. And thank you so much to Teddy Blake for sending me this bag. I love it, so cute. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you want to see more of these types of videos from me. And I'll see you guys next time.